Hello and welcome to our first workshop diary in 6 months. It has been a very character building 6 months. We've had some stressful periods, but we've also had some very cool periods, and we've got lots of R90 goodness to talk to you about.
Absolutely. 6 months down the road, which means we've done loads of new stuff, including Get About on track. We've put some brand new products to market. We've put some brand new technical products onto the bikes that we've never done before. And we've got loads of cool builds to talk through. So I think what we're going to do first of all is hand over to Stu, who's going to talk about one of our brand new things, the flat rate electronics packages, which have made a massive difference on the Gen 3 track bike that we're running.
First up, electronics packages, something I'm very excited about. It's a brand new product on the website. Roy Milton's going to go into a little bit more detail about that when he talks to you about the website stuff. Now, I'm not going to try and ramble on about this too much because it's an awesome product and it's something that has been tried and tested by ourselves. And the only way that we can try and test something thoroughly is by going on track. We wanted to make sure that this was track ready before it could be customer ready. So let me give you a little bit more detail as what I'm talking about. So the electronics packages are offered by RS2E, these guys here. Very cool guys. They are based in Germany and they are motorrad specialists and they can tune everything from your S1000RR superbike and track bike to your S1000R Sunday Walkaround all the way up to your R90 Gen 3. So the product that we're talking about is Gen 3 specific. So for the 2021 onwards fly-by-wire R90 bikes. So what the guys in Germany do is they put a remap into your ECU, which is this module that sits underneath the tank. Within that, they then send you over a spec sheet, which is this here, and you have a rundown of your power delivery, your shift assist. I'll go into a little bit more detail about that. Very cool product. Your traction control, wheelie assistant, your cat heating. I'll go into more detail about that. And your exhaust burble, I should say. My exhaust messed it up then. So let's talk about the shift assist. So this product here is the smile thing. This is the bit that's going to put the smile on your face. This is awesome. So you have shift assist, just like a factory product that you'd get on your GS from BMW Motorrad. This is assistant up the box and assistant down the box. Yeah, that's correct. This little module that will sit underneath the bike and connected between the shifter peg on your foot and the gearbox lever. There's a little micro switch in here and it will detect sensor on downward pressure and upward pressure. So yeah, going up the box, full gas all the way through, you can go boom. It is fantastic. And then down the box, no clutch, handful of brake, and then you just go boom, and it is fantastic. Just shift assisting all the way. It's such a good product. It's so good. I cannot tell you how much fun it is. It is as fun on the road as it is on the track. Now, we sent over the ECU after we'd done a track day up at Donington. We sent it back over to Germany because we gave the guys loads of data and loads of feedback on what we experienced on a lovely 30-degree day up in Donington. And they said, brilliant, send it back to us and we will make some changes to make it even more better for when you're next out. Got it out in brands, and yes, those changes were incredible. Those changes have filtered down to our customer product. So that is now live on the website and you can go on there and you can click that product and get it booked in with us. It will ultimately give you the best R90 Gen 3 that you could ever imagine. It is that good a product. So a little bit more detail on what you'll get on your spec sheet. So these are the options across the Rain Road. That's why there's 3 here. So the biggest one is the high idle. When you start the bike up from cold, it wants to preheat the cat. Now that's fine when you don't have an aftermarket exhaust system on there, but when you have an aftermarket exhaust system, you've lost the cat. So you lose the back pressure that bike's expecting when you fire it up, and the bike doesn't like it. Not only does it upset your neighbors, it'll upset you because the bike starts to cough and splutter and freak out, and it doesn't really work too well. So having the cat preheat, having that taken off, you just start your bike up and it will just warm up to temperature as normal. So that's a real big bonus for that one there. You can also ask the guys to play around with the exhaust variable. So if you want to be a real antisocial person on the downshift, you can really make it cough and splutter and do things, make it sound like a rally car, or you can just have it nice and chilled as you were, because you want to be civilized, but you also want to have fun. So quick background on this product. We stumbled across these guys when we were looking for a fueling alternative for our airbox removals on the Gen 3. So obviously with the airbox removals, you put 2 lovely pod filters on there, which adds loads of air into the engine. You need to back that air up with lots of fuel. We couldn't quite find a product that was available at the time that would really work. We stumbled across these guys, and the rest is history. So I'm not going to try and ramble on about this too much, because I could wax lyrical about this for hours. It's that good a product. But it's on the website. It's really good. And I need to stop talking about it now, because I need to give you a walk around the workshop, because we have some awesome stuff in there to do. It's workshop walk around time. It's that time of the video where we're going to start wandering around the workshop, showing you some really cool stuff. Beginning with this one. There is not a lot of this one left. As you can see, there is literally an engine, gearbox and a final drive, or not even that, left. It's going to have a full frame powder coat and a full ground up build. This customer has given us a great opportunity to really go back to basics with this one, and it's quite a complicated basic, but it is back to basics. The frame is going to be a beautiful grey colour. I'm going to go into a little more detail in that. It's going to have some AC Schnitzer wheels, which have been powder coated lovely silver, and the paintwork has been knocked out of the park by Valkyrie. Now, the customer came to us with a brief that he wanted an aeronautical style theme. So we worked with the customer on some different tones, some different directions with the build colours, and sort of like how in-depth the customer wanted to go regards sort of like the fabrication, etc. It started off as something that wanted to be quite fab heavy, and then we managed to tone it back along with the timelines and the customer's expectations. The budget has been quite a good budget for this customer, so we've been able to really go ham as to what we want to fit to this bike. So the first thing that you'll see is the powder coating. So those beautiful AC Schnitzer wheels, they've been powder coated in that lovely alloy wheel silver, and my personal opinion is that it's a better finish than the anodizing that the anodizing could have given it. It's just sharpened it up ever so slightly and just really gives it that sort of high gloss finish that I think these wheels deserve. Next door to that, you'll see that the frame is a color that we weren't really expecting. So we wanted a contrast between the silver of the wheels and a dark charcoal grey. That hasn't really come to fruition, which is unfortunate, because it now means that we're going to have to go back to the drawing board with that. But this build needs to be absolutely perfect, because this customer has been really patient with us and has waited a long time for this build, and it needs to be top notch. So we're going to be working with our powder coaters to find the right colour for that frame, get it sent back down to them, and they are going to redo it. Outside of that, the paintwork from Valkyrie, you'll see that there's this beautiful blue that's running from the front to the back of the bike, and then it's got a fade on it. Expertly done by Valkyrie. That fade really is very subtle and looks perfect. Along with that, this is one of the front end of this bike is going to have one of our new products moving forward, which is one of the Midnight Series headlights and the headlight cowls. That's going to be on the front, looking incredible, and really give the bike its stout look, muscly look that this is going to deserve. The final cherry on the cake on this build before I pass over to Roy Milt is the G&G exhaust. This is going to have an aero style G&G exhaust, so a lovely underslung exhaust with those oval cans, really giving it the aeronautical feel that this customer was desiring.
Okay, moving over to me on the second fab bench. This is one of our Hooligan R19 flat track racers. So we're going to be saying goodbye to this Hooligan racer. The second bike we might keep, we're not sure. We're looking at maybe having a BMW flat track presence in the paddock maybe next year, but we're looking at maybe doing a slightly different thing, something that would be basically a different engine configuration to what we've worked on before. But that at the moment is on the drawing board. This is definitely going to be being retired. This is something that I've raced, Stu has raced, but realistically it's been much better used by Danny Williams, by Chris Northover and by Sam Shook this year. They've done a fantastic job for us in the UK DTRA, the National Flat Track Championships. Danny has come fourth in the championship, which is unreal. There's a lot of riders out there on Harleys, Triumphs, Indians that have basically been riding for longer, certainly on a bike like this presence, than we have. And he's just absolutely knocked it out of the park by getting that fourth in that championship. A huge thank you to Sam and Chris as well for giving us some really good times. We got some really cool fourth place finishes. Chris actually had a couple of heat finishes where he's in the top three, which compared to given the fact that he's racing people from the World Championship is just unbelievable. A lot of the other bikes they're much more narrow, they're much more appropriate. You can change the gearing depending on what track, and we're turning up with this sort of boxer bus with a shaft drive, and people are like, it's not really going around the corner, is it? Big shout out to Pete actually as well, who actually got a second place finish for us at an event just after the DTI season finished. Anyway, I digress. This is going to become our new Silver Racer. So you'd have seen the Silver Racer on the Our Builds page. We've also got a video further down the YouTube channel that you can go and check out. One of our most popular builds to date still. We're going to do a full blackout front end, full blackout everything on it basically, and then one of those fantastic BMW standard brushed aluminium tanks is going to go on top. That will be for sale. So once we've, give it a few weeks, few months after this video comes out, do keep checking back onto the builds for sale page because this one will be going up.
This beauty of a bike, painted expertly by the guys up at Valkyrie. As you can see, it is a stunning machine and the end result is going to very much complement the paintwork. So this one we had to reverse engineer it and send it up to the guys at Valkyrie to have the paintwork done before it then came down to us. As you can see, the logo across the tank and the front fairing had to be absolutely spot on, so the guys wanted to make sure that it was done before the bike was taken apart, so we knew that it was perfect. So this bike is having the frame off, just like the one I showed you on the first ramp. It's going to end up looking like just purely an engine on the ramp for a little while at the very, very front when I take everything off of it, because we are going to have the frame gold. Yes, a lovely, beautiful PCC gold is going to be done on the front and rear frame. It's going to look absolutely spot on. It's going to look 80s, as well as having the frame powder coated. It's going to have all of the normal PCC top hits, which is the airbox removal, tail section, low level number plate, and something that is brand new, and we're going to be doing a separate video on this, so look out for this on the feed, is this front headlight bulb. So the guys up at Valkyrie, for this build, the customer requested that they put together something which is prototyped and now a product that we can offer you, and that is this headlight bulb, just that you can fit over the headlight by removing the 4 bolts on the front cowl. Pop that out, pop the bowl in and bolt those standard bolts back in. You can get this in clear, yellow, tinted. The guys are still playing with it for this. We have gone with the yellow tint because we've gone full bore 80s. As per normal, we are going to dress it in some lovely Dunlop tyres and all of the other good stuff. So this one is done and dusted. This one, keep an eye out for on the socials. As per, it's going to be a real eye catcher and something that we're going to go bananas about when it's done and dusted, because it will look stunning. On to the next. This one in particular is going to be something of a stunner. So this is effectively the Midnight Racer 2.0, and we are labeling this as the best R9T we have put together. This is going to be part of our flagship range that we offer as part of the Midnight series. You can only get the Midnight Racer in one standalone colour, which is a gorgeous midnight blue. As you can see, it is all painted, ready to go on the shelf and ready for fitting. This is going full blackout as per the Midnight series. We've got the full blacked out front end, all blacked out spokes and nipples on the wheels, full blacked out exhaust system going into a beautiful Motorrad HP spec Aquapovic fully blacked out end can, as well as all of the other good stuff. We've got the normal PCC 3-in-1 rear end with the low level mount. This bike is going to be the start of our new range of bikes that we will be shouting about. We have had the opportunity given to us by a customer who saw the OG Midnight Racer and asked if it was still for sale. We told the customer that was sold a little while ago, but the ad was still live on the website because it was a new range that myself and Rory had been eyeballing and looking to work on for a little while. And the fact that this customer came to us with the right budget and the right mindset for this build, we fast forwarded that process into the bike that you see in pieces here now. This will obviously be in a Gen 3 bike. This will have the new electronics package on it with the shift assist option. The customer is very, very excited, and we are too, because we will be going to town with this. So please look out for more details on this bike. This will have the full works. It will have video, photos, its own standalone page on the website. It will be something to look out for. Stay tuned. Just a quick one on this one. This is a Gen 3 build for a customer that is a very, very good friend of the company and somebody who is an absolute legend. He's a great bloke. This is a Gen 3 bike that has got the airbox removal, and because it's got the airbox removal, it will also have the electronic package. The customer has gone for the shift assist option, so he's going to have a massive smile on his face when he gets the bike back. It's got this beautiful paint job from Valkyrie, and it's got one of our new products that we'll be doing a separate video on, so keep an eye out for that. And that is our in-house PCC 3-in-1 rear end. Now, this 3-in-1 rear end has the option for a high level number plate that you see fitted here, or a low level number plate. But as you can see, it's something that we've worked together with Valkyrie. It is a nice, compact, neat, factory looking product, as we only know how to do at PCC. I'm going to leave it on that one. Same again, keep an eye on the socials. We're going to do some little pickies on this one because it is a nice entry level build for anybody that's got a Gen 3 that's looking for a splash of colour and some electronics package smiles. Quick one on this one. Customer came to us back at our open day in March last year, and he asked if he could get his bike booked in for a unit garage tank. As you can see, the unit garage tank, that beautiful silver, is there ready to go. That will be fitted to this bike along with our tank bars. Whenever we do a unit garage tank, we make sure that we have our tank bars, which are fabricated in-house, powder coated the B&W satin black, and they are fitted underneath the tank and give it that break in sort of like a visual break to make sure it just fills that gap nicely without using a cover, because I hate the covers that have been done in the past, but it just breaks that space up and just makes it look like it's a factory product. As per, that one will be done and dusted. Same again, we'll do a little tickler photos of this on the socials because it's something that I know you like to keep an eye on. So with that, I'm going to be moving into the fab shop to give you a little bit more detail on the awesome build we got in there. This one is a very exciting one. So as you can see, lots of fab work going on here, and you join me in the fab room, my little cave, my little cellar as we so call it. This bike is a bike that we picked up from the customer a little while ago now, and the customer has been extremely patient with this process as we have a lot of elements on this build that need to be correct. So the customer sent us a picture of a build that was done over in France, the Royal R18, and he said he would like our artistic interpretation of what this build would be on his R18s. As you can see, we've gone with the full wraparound mudguards. Now, this was 2 separate mudguards that were sourced from Germany, and then they've been cut and spliced into one long piece that goes all the way round the wheel. Finding the mudguards with the right radius, the right width, and the rib running through the middle was one of the hardest bits of the build. It was extremely challenging to try and find that, but Chop It over in Germany sorted us right out, and they got it out to us very, very quickly. So it's the same for the front, it's just got the right style, but that one won't need any cutting and splicing. It is out the box, ready to go. Everything you see here to get these on the bike has all been hand fabricated. So we've got all of the mounting sections here. This has all been hand fabricated in-house along with the joining of the mudguards. We've got the rack that will be going on top. As you can see, this is all set up here, mocked up, ready to go. Same with this awesome rear light section. This rear light section is from a classic car. I got this off Vintage Heritage Cars, and I think it's due to go on something like an old Austin or something like that, and you can only buy them in a pair because obviously the car only has a pair of them at the rear, and the customer is more than happy with this location, and I think it looks absolutely banging. So I'll just grab the template to show you how this started life. Started life on the computer with a CAD drawing, and then our friends down the road at Alanotto very kindly cut this out on their laser for us, which enabled me to mock this up to make sure proportionally it was correct, and made sure that the light would fit and it would work with proportions around the light, tabs for the indicators, etc, etc. And then we then sent it up to the guys up at Lasered, and they got it all chopped out for us, and that's there sitting in 2mm steel, ready to be welded on. As you can see, there is plenty of work still to be done, but the lion's share of this project has been done regards the real head scratching stuff. We're going to have one of our PCC bobber kits going on for the seat mounts. The front mudguard still needs to have the bracing made, but the lion's share of the project was getting the proportions of this correct on the rear. This rear mudguard was a real head scratcher for me, and it needs to be done in a certain way to make sure it doesn't move out of sync, move out of center line, and there's a lot of time and effort that's gone into mocking this up and making it correct. As you can see, the mudguard in its current form is there ready to go. I just need to get this mounted and put on there in a way that can be removable and refitted so that we can then run the wiring around the inside of the mudguard and then popped out at the bottom, ready to go into the bike. The luggage rack is there, ready to go. This is going to be aesthetic, and we're going to have a seat pad put on here as per the old school bike. I've told the customer, don't put any passengers on there. It's only for aesthetics, but it is going to look top notch. And obviously both the seat pad and the saddle will be cladded and finished by my brother-in-law at JKA Upholstery. So that will be top notch. The paintwork, we're going to keep the factory black metallic Storm. That's going to be going on the front and rear mudguards, and we're going to be following it around with a really nice white pin to keep this thing looking as old school and as vintage and as much as a homage to the R80 as possible. Well, sorry, the old bike that they do. I can't remember what it is exactly the name wise, but that is basically this one all wrapped up. The final cherry on the cake on this build will be a rough crust exhaust. As you can see, one of those fitted to the copper R18 and the Marshall build that we had up at this year's bike shed. So big thanks to Winston at Rough Crust for sorting us out with those. This is going to look stunning with that on it, fully polished and going to be lovely.
Okay, so the website, piercitycustom.com, because we've had a 6-month hiatus on putting these videos out, loads has actually happened on the website this time. It's always nice to be able to introduce a lot more products. So firstly, we're going to go with Öhlins. We are now an Öhlins supplier. Not only have we got the option to get anything from the Öhlins catalogue in, we can also ship it worldwide. One issue we had with the Wilbur's product was that whilst the product was fantastic and still is fantastic and we use it a lot on our own bikes, we couldn't ship it anywhere outside of the UK. With Öhlins, again, a hugely premium product, really good product. We've stuck it on the Workaround and the race bike. We love it, but we can also get it out anywhere in the world. So if you need cartridges, if you need springs, if you need shocks to any spec, then please give us a shout and we'll make sure that you get them sorted out. If you go onto the brands page, find Öhlins, everything will be listed under there. If you can't see something on there, do give us a shout and we'll see if we can get you sorted out for it. On top of that, loads of clothing. We've added quite a bit more clothing than we would previously have had. We are never going to be one of the big guys. We're never going to be an Urban Rider or a Revzilla or anyone else who does the clothing side of things. What we like to do is to work with small, independent clothing brands that we really, really get on with. We get on with the people who make them. We get on with the product that they make. So we've got Kitone on there now. We've got more Age of Glory kit, including we're going to be putting some riding jackets on there, some actual technical wear, which is the first time we've done that. And we've got Pike Brothers, a really, really cool sort of like fashion brand basically from Germany. Their gear is really cool. We've got deck jackets, some really nice long sleeve garments and such. Everything on there is the sort of stuff that we would wear. We highly, highly recommend it. So if you are going to order some parts, do flick onto the clothing to see if there's something else you might want to just pick up on there too. The electronics packages. If you go onto the website, you'll find the electronics packages. We're doing them as part of our new flat rate packages. So the start of that will be the electronics packages that Stu's already mentioned in the video. We're going to be doing some full blackout kits and a few other bits like the airbox removal, sort of like everything you're going to need for that. They are going to be book into the workshop only packages. They're not something obviously we can ship worldwide. So any of the UK viewers, do hop onto there. You'll find it at the top of the website. Click into workshop and then look at the different mods that we can do on there. Speaking of the workshop, the other thing that we've improved on the website as well is the servicing. We've got some more flat rate packages on the servicing too. So basically you can go on there and say, I want this one, and we've got like these preset prices on there. We are pushing servicing, something we haven't really alluded to too much in the video previously up to this point. We've actually got more capacity in the workshop now. So not only have we got more ramps in here than we've ever had in here, we've actually got some more people. So with the extra capacity that we've got with people, they'll be taking a lot more of the responsibilities on with handling the things on the website, the picking, the packing, the orders and such. It does mean that myself and Stu have got more time to be downstairs to actually get the servicing done. So previously when you would have inquired with us and said, can I get a service? And I'd probably said, yeah, it's going to be 2 to 3 months because we were just flat out and there was 2 of us. Realistically now we can pretty much book a service in almost all year round at about 2 to 3 week notice. So yeah, that's cool. Hop onto piercitycustom.com, have a flick around. We're going to be putting a new sort of theme onto there as well. It's all going to look extremely new and exciting coming up, and there are some more sort of cool secret stuff going to be appearing over the winter too. There we go. We told you I had loads to do. That was probably the biggest video diary to date, I suspect. There was a lot of this going on, but hopefully loads of information that you guys are going to soak up and enjoy. Head over to piercitycustom.com, grab yourself a shirt for the holiday season if you want to. That obviously helps support us as a business, and we really appreciate all the orders we get for shirts, knowing the fact that people are wandering around in LA, Berlin, wherever wearing our shirts cool. is banging. It's actually one of our favourite things to see come through in the orders. Cool you've now got a wish list function on the website too, so you can add everything to your wish list and then email it to colleagues, to friends, to family. If you've got any holiday season coming up or anything like that, that's also something that's new. So I think we're good.
That's it. That's us till the end of the year. There's going to be plenty of other videos in between now and then, but that is the last video diary of 2023. And what a year it has been. Very much a character building year for both of us, but exciting nonetheless. So whatever you have going on for the rest of the year and however you celebrate the tail end of the year, live your best life, PV, and get to the website.